This week, the prospector parks. The herald angels sing. We ask quality assurance the tough questions like, which glitch? And Ben Lesnick writes my intro. All this and more on this week's Around the Verse.
Half a ship right now.
On to the next.
Shield at full strength.
Pretty much just engage and drive in a random direction. Because I was getting about ready to this thing. There's so much fire going on right now.
Well, I got all of those guys.
Good, because, like I said, half a ship.
Well, a little bit of duct tape, you'll be fine.
A lot of it duct tape.
These. MISC for your prospector. Aegis. What have you got? RSI.
I've got Drake and RSI.
And Anvil Aerospace. So these are in store today for subscribers and tomorrow for everybody else.
Yep, these are going to be, I think these are going to go quick.
Hey everybody! On this week's episode of Ship Shape, we're sitting down with what's your title, Josh?
3D artist.
3D artist, Mr. Josh Coons out of our Austin studio. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing good.
We didn't rehearse this ahead of time. Now, Josh is normally out of our Austin studio. He's here visiting in LA. We do these syncs from time to time because for all the Skype conversations and all the emails, sometimes there's nothing better than face-to-face meetings. So you're here in town, and currently you're working on the Drake Herald.
Correct.
All right. Now, the Drake Herald's, we've seen work on the Drake Herald for some time. Like we began building it last year.
Yeah.
And then it got put on hold while other things were prioritized. But now, the wheel of development has swung back around. We're back to working on the Drake now, and that's fallen to you.
Correct.
So, what can you tell us about the Drake Herald and what you're working on now?
Drake Herald, we did Constellation. Right after Constellation, we went straight to Gion Scout, so significant size decrease. So now, this one will be my first solo venture ship. So I'm doing the whole thing, interior, exterior. Okay. Drake Herald is a technical single-seater, but you can bring a friend along for the adventure. And it's a data gatherer, transporter, the data runner is what I'm calling it.
Now, where was the ship left at when you came aboard it?
So it was, as far as like a block out, it was pretty fleshed out. There were still some unsolved issues with the ship, and some functionality was missing as well. I had to add that in and start refining it down on the higher poly count side. And when I say that, I mean the higher poly count isn't utilized to the best. I needed to push the polys out to where the player can see them.
Gotcha.
And we had some metrics issues, making sure everything's in metric, so everything works. You can climb into the ship, you can get in the seat, you can swivel in the seat without cutting your kneecaps off, all that good stuff.
It's one of those things where when we started building it out, we knew this much about how to make ships, and now that we're back to it,
Yeah.
we know much more about making ships. So that's one of the benefits of sometimes waiting to build a ship is
Exactly.
you end up learning a lot more along the way, and you can apply those lessons to the building of the ship.
Yeah, so this is part of our pipeline now and this is the stage 1, and we call it the white box. Second stage is gray box. And in white box, we don't go overboard. Now, what you're seeing on the screen right now, because I already started out with something that was fleshed out a little bit more, this is a whole lot more detailed than what a typical white box would look like. But the white box affords us time. It saves us a lot of time in terms of when design has a problem, or if something doesn't fit, or the metrics are off, we can change and iterate more quickly and with less wasted man hours when something needs to be changed, which is good for everyone involved in this process.
Gotcha. So what are some of the things you've had to do here in the white box space?
So one of the main things that was requested was the main cockpit outer hull shape. It was a little too needle-nosed, so I have pulled it out and gave it a more interesting curved shape. The interior was cramped, which affected the exterior. So to get the interior metrics, for instance, there's a console in the middle of the ship where someone can sit, but if the pilot wanted to get behind him and go back towards the back of the ship, he didn't have enough room, which meant the exterior hull needed to come out wider. So the ship has been widened by, I'd say, about 5 to 10%, somewhere in there.
Okay.
That pushed things out, so that it changes the angles, so all those have to be adjusted. The landing gear was just not, it wasn't enough for a ship of this stature. And this is a good example of what white box studio should look like. So very simple, very easy to change if something messes up. We do our block-in animations, so we make sure everything is going to work. Not the final animation.
Yeah.
The animation team will get their run at this and polish it out and make it look even better than it already is. There's still some functionality as far as our data modules on the side still being worked out, so that is roughed in, and I'm leaving that alone until things are finalized.
Okay, that looks like a really elaborate bicycle lock.
Yeah,
You
that was
sit with
actually
your thumbs and you select the combination. and
that
it
was
opens the
actually
ship.
brought up before. Is that does look like a bike lock for a combo.
That's how we keep your information safe. It's by a gigantic combination.
It's the
lock.
best encryption of all time. The biggest thing that wasn't implemented that needed to be implemented was and I'm just calling it the satellite array for now. So for the gameplay of transmitting deep space or receiving, it needed to deploy this satellite array, and we had many concepts on what that should look like. So waited for final say. Roberts picked the one he liked, and I executed it and blocked in the animation for it. So you'll be hovering out in space, transmitting at about that stance right there.
It's like a data version of Death Blossom.
Yeah. The entry was not on metric. This is very important because you're dealing with a known, which was the ground. The ground has not changed, that's at a level. So when the ground is involved, you have a known metric, which is absolute ground. So that dictates the metric of entry and exit. This used to have kind of a small, like private jetliner-esque type fold-down stair, and it was not metric. Actually wouldn't work at all. So going back to the style guide for Drake, we push it back into an automated ladder, and then a slip cover door.
Drake's a very
and seal, yeah.
utilitarian.
Yes,
very,
exactly.
Very, just what works.
Yeah.
What do we need to get it to work, and then stop there.
How do we get them in there? Ladder, done.
Now, what are these inside the intakes here?
So those are another change. Those are upgrades from the previous design of the wing size 1 missiles. And we went with a size 2 and upgraded more missiles to that.
Now, do we know, were you part of the discussion of why they upgraded the missiles, or do you just, hey, they told me to upgrade the missiles, and I did?
So as far as how that came about, if I pull up a concept for you. So we had these concepts, and we had this little bit that you can see here, and I'd asked about it, and I'm like, are those missiles, or what are those? And I knew we had a wing missile, and this is why we white boxed. We white boxed out the metric for a size 1 missile. It is not at all this size, and it just looked like this little dainty accessory. Even smaller than what you see in this shot. It's so minuscule and small. So right here there's a gun mount now, and on the bottom, gun armament. They wanted the ship to be like super fast. The firepower as far as like guns, not maxed out, but it's got a good payload of missiles, and then it has a good amount of countermeasures, flare launchers, which have been proxied in back here. That's where they'll deploy. So I think 3-to-1 chaff and flare. So two flare and 6 chaff. So lots of countermeasures, and then you use these big bad boys to get out of those sticky situations.
Every time I look at this, I think about how people are going to use these as drag racers.
Oh yeah, that's another design intent.
Yep. It's like they may not be able to beat you on the turns, but on the straightaways, the Herald is going to haul.
Oh yeah. I was working on this, and I was like, this is like one of those. The first initial rounds of concepts, I was like, that doesn't look as cool as it could, and it literally reminded me of like a funny car. Just, straight line, let's go as fast as we can, and that's part of my mission for. Once I get past the white box, we go to the stage gray box, and that's where we start refining the looks of it, because the design's nailed down.
Now, you said you were working on both the exterior and the interior.
Correct.
Have you begun work on the interior yet?
Yeah, it's a little rough right now. There was some stuff there previously. I can pull that up as soon as Max is done saving. So late. So for the interior, we have, like I said before, we were having metric issues for how cramped it was. This will be the cockpit area. That is still being finalized since we have some new gameplay elements. We're figuring out how that affects the UI scheme up front, or if it will at all. So. I've elected to hold back on that until an answer has been figured out. So entry door, there will be a weapons rack here that was requested, so I blocked out a space for that. We have our console, which is also being metriced out as well, finalized as far as how to look on screen, making sure everything's like visible within one FOV.
Yeah, that they're not just there to be cool; that they're actually.
Yeah, you're gonna be doing stuff there. Yeah, the biggest problem was there was a chair here
came out into the hallway.
And I'd say this used to be about there. So not only could you not get by, but if you sat in the chair and went in, it would probably squeeze all of your intestines up through your throat from hitting that.
I think we call that emergent gameplay.
Yes, that's some good gameplay. So pushing back these server racks actually hold other gameplay elements. The what do you call them? The components. I had to make sure all those have their spots. So we've got some on the floor, some on the ceiling, some on the side walls. They'll have to be accessible. This is a rack for another set, as is the matching on the other side. We've got your base
Kitchenette.
Yeah, base kitchenette, microwave. I'm gonna have to spiffy that area up a little bit. All-in-one shower combo. Also, this is being metriced out. I prefer to spend my time making a ship look really cool and missiles and guns and stuff, and less on the toilet.
Sure. Right now, the shower's down on the toilet paper. This is a problem we had with the original Starfarer blockout.
Yeah. Do you pull or roll down? Which way does the toilet paper roll go? These are all decisions
Over
that have to
and
be
down.
made.
Toilet paper goes over and down.
Yeah.
If you're an under, you're wrong.
I wonder if that's different per country.
I don't care.
We also had what
This
appeared to
show's
be a
not for under
couch.
people.
It appeared to be a couch in the back, and need to get that more sci-fi. So this little block here, that is the metric for a single bed bunk. So that's what that will turn into after I art it up. So yeah, that's as white box as it gets. Literally a box.
Literally a box.
It's actually not even a box. There's two sides missing to it. So that'll be where you sleep. Some cabinetry. Today I'll be doing some ceiling passes, finalizing where the ceiling's going to sit, and then as the information's fed to me on screen details, I will push-pull those where they need to be. And also, the most important part, the captain's chair, which I'm going to save for last. And that is the interior thus far.
Now, if I were designing this ship,
Yeah.
and I'm the incredibly lazy person that I am, there would be a track down the entire center of the ship, and the captain's chair would just move from the front all the way to the toilet, all the way back. You could just go through the entire ship without ever getting out of the captain's chair.
We got a little bit of that. So you'll have, I think you'll walk to about yay, and the chair will slide back, rotate. You'll sit, rotate, comes back up and puts you in position, because it gets a little tight back here. You can't exactly walk around. And that's everything on a hidden, which probably makes no sense to anyone.
Well, hey man, Josh, thanks for taking the time to sit down and show us the Drake Herald.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, this is still a work in progress. It's not going to be in your hangars anytime real soon, but we are working on it. We got this guy on the case. Interior and exterior.
It's gonna be cool. This ship was not my favorite, and it is growing on me.
Yeah, it does that. It does. It's a scared, ugly duckling. That the more you stare at it, the more you work with it.
Yeah.
You just plus, at certain angles, it kind of looks like the brain bug from Starship Troopers.
Yeah, when I first started on it, I was looking at it from the front. I'm like, this thing looks like a tick. It just looks like a big tick that's full.
All right, I'm Jared Huckabee. That's Josh Coons. This has been Ship Shape.
There you
Thanks.
go.
Everybody watch Which Glitch now.
Number 5. Whee!
Wow.
Old private dancer.
You spin me right round, baby, right round.
He totally stole it
Apparently
from
it's
it.
karaoke night.
I didn't even have to do it this time.
Number 4. Cockpit Mosh Pit. I think this one happened to you, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
This is actually one of David's animations, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, David, how was the motion capture doing this?
Daniel or J.M.
Number 3. Breakdance. Again.
Easiest breakdance of all time.
Again with the spinning around in circles breaking.
Always.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't start off with singing again.
Corvillax is that way. No, that's that one. No, baby, hold on. Let
It's
me,
a compass.
this is right there. You go. I don't know what's going on.
Number 2. Like a Boss.
This guy does not care.
Nope.
Right inside, Shadow Boys!
This bug was actually awesome because the longer it went on, the more he hung off the back, and so we cut the video early, but eventually he was like standing on the back with one arm reaching back over to the wheel.
Wow.
We should
Stretch
make this. We
Armstrong.
should make this a way that you can actually ride your buggy.
Trick rodeo.
Yeah.
Gray cat riding.
You have to get a special chair attachment for
This is totally how I ride my sailboat.
Number 1. I'm out of here.
Yet another one of the ones that I found.
What is even happening?
Golf cart goes by and the ships are just like, nah, no.
And those are all the bugs for this week. We hope you guys enjoyed them as much as we did. We'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye. The Food Lancer Benny's truck engineers content that he continuously puts out is fuel to the imagination, and I can't wait to see what he puts out next. So big congrats to you.
I still feel that I am the original Big Benny.
According to the writers, the original Big Benny was a pug dog.
But can a pug dog bring you ATV fast forward?
I think he can.
With that, thank you. Nope. We would like to take a moment, though, to thank our subscribers.
We would like to take a moment to thank our subscribers.
Thank you, subscribers.
Thank you, subscribers.
No, if folks are familiar, the subscription program here, you meet Imperator or Centurion, it gives you a bunch of benefits, some ships you fly in the game, access to Jump Point and the Vault and so on. But what it really does is it provides us with the ability to do shows like this, do live streams and events, and we just want to say thank you. We really appreciate the support folks who choose to subscribe give us.
Yes, we do. It also provides our sets, and thank you as well to all of the fans who send in all of our stuff. And there's one more set being done, isn't there?
Yes, check in next week possibly for a new ATV. I'd like to give a shout out to Luke Barrows, a young citizen who I am told watches the show every week. If he's 5 years old, he watches with his dad. He said he recognized Ben Lesnick every week, so I thought that was fantastic.
Oh, that's cute.
So we're sure you're going to be a fantastic space pilot someday.
Well, he's definitely got the name.
Absolutely.
And with that, we would like to thank all of our subscribers again for making this show possible. We will see you next week on Around the Verse.